Good evening, everyone. My name is James Bernie Waters. I'm here to share with you a story. The story is meant for you to consider your position in life. Now, it begins with a farmer. This farmer had a great vineyard with an immense crop. Now, he had come to an agreement with a winemaker, but the farmer needed to turn in his harvest of grapes within one day. Now, he went to a company that hired hundreds of farm workers. He came to the company, came to an agreement, and they agreed upon a price and benefits for the workers. Now, happily, these workers agreed, so did this company, and the farmer was very, very pleased. Now, when it came time for harvest, very early in the morning before the sun even rose, now the workers went out and began the harvest. When the foreman realized that at that point, the way they were going, they were not going to be able to finish the harvest by the time the sun set. And they needed to finish by that day. So the foreman told the owner of the farm that they needed more people, they needed more help. So the owner went out with a long flatbed truck, drove into town, drove past a bar. It was midday, 12 noon, the hottest time of the day. He found the bar. He saw about 10, 15 men in there drinking, and he yelled out amongst them, "Who amongst you would like to earn a very good wage this day? And I will pay you in cash." All these men looked at him and said, "Yes, we will go." So all these men jumped into the flatbed of the truck, and he took off. Now, as he went down the road, he found an encampment of homeless people. He got off the truck, went to the homeless people, and said, "Everyone here, I need your help. I will pay you a full day's wage. Come to my vineyard and help me bring in my crop." He was able to gather at least an additional 20 men. And with this extra help, he brought them down to the vineyard. And it was about now 1 o'clock. Now the vineyard was already half picked by the man who had been there since 5 o'clock in the morning. He brought these men, put them on the field, and the harvest was accomplished by the end of the day. Now, when it came down to payment, those who came last, the owner said, shall be paid first. So, first came out the 20 homeless people. He handed each and every one of them the equivalent of a day's pay for the job that everyone did. He handed each man the envelope, and each man looked into the envelope and said, "Oh Lord, thank you for this great abundance of money." And then the next man came and told the farmer, "Thank you, thank you. I am so happy and grateful for this money. I am so happy and grateful. Thank you, thank you." And then the next and the next. Each man received an envelope, the equivalent of one day's pay. Now came the men that were in the bar. They arrived and received as well an envelope with the equivalent of one day's pay. Each one very grateful to the farmer. "Thank you, thank you. I have not worked in months. No one wants to give me a job because they say I'm a big drunk." And he told the farmer, "Thank you for believing in me. Thank you, thank you, thank you." Now, When it came to the men that he hired originally, who had been there since 5 o'clock in the morning, they all grumbled and were upset. They told the farmer, "Now these men that you just paid were only here half a day. Why are you giving them the same amount of money that you're going to give us?" Now the farmer told them, "It's because we had an agreement. I told you that I was going to pay you a day's wage for the work you did." These men received their pay, all of them very unhappy. Felt like they were cheated in some way because the man who had been paid prior to them received the same wage. And they all felt it was very unfair, very unfair. Now, the owner told the men, "Please do not take my charity and my goodwill as a weakness. I am the owner of this vineyard. You and I agreed upon a price. I brought these other people because I needed their help, and they needed mine." Now, we're going to change this story a little bit. I want you to look into your life and think about, has there been moments in your life that you worked hard, did everything you're supposed to, and felt like you were cheated? Now, this story is meant to tell you something, to teach you something. Always be grateful. Show gratitude. Because your Father in heaven, whomever you might be, will always give you what you need. And when you show gratitude, He will always give you more and more. But when you do not show gratitude, that Father may not hire you for that vineyard next year. Look upon your life and think about the choices you made. And what I can tell you is this: gratitude is the path to peace and happiness in your life. Now, hopefully you took something away from my story. Even I may not have said it quite correctly. I fumble in my words. I'm not a big YouTube video creator. But I want you to please take away from this story gratitude. Always be grateful for what you have. May the white light of the Holy Spirit be with you. I thank you. Take care now. Bye-bye.